dead, where evil lurks in every shadow and monsters roam the streets. Mankind's only survival rests in the hands of two Welsh warriors. Armed with boomsticks, chainsaws, bad language, these beacons of hope will stop at nothing to obliterate deadites, vampires, psychotic nurses. So, hold tight, strap in, and let the professionals take charge. Otherwise, you're in for a rough, blood-soaked night.
We made it.
That was all crashing for me then. Could you see everything at the start?
Yeah, normal my
It's
end.
all bloody crashing. Like,
Was
so
it
I was worried.
Freezing, was it?
Yeah, I was worried when I went live. I wouldn't be able to see anything.
Yeah, sometimes it crashes for me as well, but I don't think it crashes for everybody else. Not that it matters, it's all rubbish at the start. Well, apologies to everybody waiting. Curtis has some technical issues.
Always me, innit? Always me.
Yeah, all it took was changing to Firefox. Do you know, somebody else said that before, the Chrome can be a bit temperamental with the live feeds.
Well, I do have Internet Explorer as well. So I tried that one, but Mozilla Firefox did the trick.
Yep. You okay?
Yeah, I'm not bad. I'm stressed though. Very stressed. Sitting here for 40 minutes trying to get this going is a nightmare. Like.
Yeah, I know, and I was staring at a screen for 40 minutes waiting.
Yeah, I was sitting at the back having a couple of drinks, like. And then I'm sitting in this sauna, this little sweat box, trying to get on Restream.
I came on very early today because I wanted to get everything ready for Mad Blood, over prepping. But yeah, well, when you got a guest on, you don't mind being a bit lackadaisy if you just do two of us. But
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Everything all right? How was your weekend?
Yeah, not bad. Nice children. I had a new tattoo yesterday, Jenks. I got the infamous Stuntman Mike car.
Let's have a look.
You can't really see it well here now because the ink's bleeding underneath, so it's just all
Looks
the
good.
ink's coming out. But Jenks,
Oops.
it absolutely wrecked.
Yeah.
It's the worst tattoo I've had.
Is it?
Yeah.
What worse than the other side? What's the difference?
Well, because this one's got more colour and there's
Right.
more stuff down the side here, so the most
Okay.
painful part is down the side.
I see.
So if you look at this one, there's less colouring,
yeah.
it's mostly lines, whereas this one's all black.
Right. No more
So,
tattoos for you now?
Every time I'm sitting in the chair getting a tattoo done, I always say, I'm always the guy, why do I keep doing this? And then the next day then, when you forget about the pain, I'm planning my next tattoo.
Yeah, I got one tattoo. I had the bug when I was 20 and I never went back.
Yeah.
I had the Blair Witch Project on my arm.
There's new people, right? There's new people to this channel that didn't know you had a Blair Witch tattoo. You could have hid that one. Like.
Thank goodness the Blair Witch 3 was so good. It kind of like give it a little bit more life.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, I had this tattoo and then a year later, Blair Witch 2 came out and already people were like out of love of the Blair Witch. To wait like 20 years.
Just to get a bit of love, like.
Yeah. I'm going to see Until Dawn later today now.
Nice. I'm probably... I don't even think I'm going to get to see it, to be honest. I'm busy now for the next 3 days, and then I'm going up London for a couple of days towards the end of the week. So
To do what?
Going to Thorpe Park.
Never been. Been Alton Towers many times.
It's great. So we plan it when the kids are in school, so we get a nice open park. The only problem is the last time we went, there was no queue, so we were just going on rides straight after each other. So we spent about an hour and a half there, and then we were both ill.
Yeah, we went to Legoland last year, and there was no queues. And initially you thought, oh, this is great, but it kind of, you need a bit of queue to have a little bit of anticipation, I think.
Oh, definitely. And your body can't put up with these rides all after each other, It's It's hard work, like.
Like, you know, Alton Towers, you're talking like 2.5 hour waits. This is crazy. It's like nonsense.
It's
but
too
like,
much, innit?
you know, I think a good like 20-minute wait is fine. You know, that's the perfect amount, or even 10 minutes. But we were whizzing back and forth. My daughter went to go on the same ride like 5 times in a row. I felt sick. I can't do it. I'm terrible.
The only problem is I'm going on like some of the biggest rides in the world, you know, and like 5 times in a row in the space of 20 minutes.
Yeah. Have you been watching anything?
I've just finished Penguin and White Lotus.
I've seen Penguin, awesome. I haven't seen White Lotus.
I won't say anything because someone watching may not have finished Penguin or watched it, but that finale, that final episode, oh my God, goosebumps.
Yeah.
And White Lotus season 3, I feel like they just keep getting better. Season 3 was phenomenal. It's so good. I haven't seen
any of them. I loved Penguin. I loved her, the Falcone. Sophia, was it? I can't remember her name in it.
Sophia Falcone, yeah.
She's brilliant.
She's great in it.
Yeah, and you feel sorry for her as well, especially when you have like the Arkham episodes.
You do, but then towards the end, I'm just like, she's a turd.
Yeah, she's a monster, but you can see why she became a monster. And I think that's what's great about TV shows. You get to let characters breathe a little bit.
100%. Whereas, like, you see Oz's origins and you know he was born a monster. Like, an absolute monster. Like,
I binged Landman. I thought it was brilliant. Absolutely
Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, everyone's been talking about Yellowstone, and I'm trying to watch it. I've watched 2 episodes, and it's very well made, and I just not gripping me. I hope it's not going to be one of those where, stick with it. 8 seasons in, then you'll. It's like, Jesus Christ, a lot of homework.
I haven't watched any, but my thing is now, I feel like I'm too behind to start now. I don't fancy diving into something that's already got like 10 seasons.
Yeah. That's why Landman's good. 1 season, first season.
Yeah.
And I'm watching Mobland. I love it. It's brilliant.
I started watching the first episode Friday, I think.
It's excellent. Episode 5 dropped today now.
Yeah, I think I was going to wait for them all to come out, but I got a bit impatient Friday, started watching one, but then something came up. But I've watched half an episode, really good.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Hardy's not the most versatile actor, but he's good. He's really good.
He's good at what he does.
Yeah, like he's basically the same character in Havoc. It's like a nasty tough guy.
Yeah.
So
I feel like he slightly changes his voice a little bit with roles.
Well, in Havoc, he plays an American, and it seems to be his one region of America, like New York or Boston. I don't know what it is, but it's the same. He's got Venom.
It'll be like New York. Yeah, definitely.
I watched Havoc. I thought it was good. The action, the plot was a bit crap, but the action's phenomenal. I mean, Gareth Evans is a fucking amazing action director, like phenomenal.
Oh, amazing! I've got my flaws with it. There's loads in there that I didn't really get on with, but I still give it a solid 4 stars. I feel like my anticipation for the movie was almost met. So I had insanely high expectations for this movie. They were almost met. I mean, the action, the few set pieces they've got in there, you've got the 2 big action sequences, were phenomenal. Exactly what I was expecting. It's like the Raid with a bigger budget. Now, I'm not saying it's as impressive as the Raid. It's nowhere near as good as the Raid, but I got that fix that I needed, that I got with the first time I watched the Raid. Goosebumps watching these like blistering action sequences. But there was a lot in there that felt a bit messy, but I'm gonna go back and watch it again. I still had a ton of fun with it. I suppose when I watched it, I knew what I was getting myself into because all the reviews were already out, and I kind of lowered my expectations a bit then. But I had a blast with it. I'll be going to meet Gareth Evans tomorrow. He's doing a making of documentary of Havoc, and then he's doing a Q&A. Hopefully I'll get to meet the guy again, get a photo of him and get some stuff signed. But I had a great time with it. So but if you asked me to pick holes in it, I could,
So for me, like, I was quite bored at the start. I felt like the city was a little bit cartoony. It didn't feel like a real city to me. It felt like I was watching Batman, like, you know, like the second Batman, where it felt felt like a set, didn't feel like a living, breathing city. The action, like, what I'll say about his action direction, is that he can do something that no other director can do. Like, he can do like really fast action without it going shaky. So when I watched that Working Man with Jason Statham, there were some brilliant fight scenes in it, but it was very close contact and you just couldn't see what was going on. It was too shaky. But with most directors, they have to take a lot further away shots just to see the action without it going shaky. But Gareth Evans can do close range without it going shaky and still be able to see everything. It's very clever.
Yeah, well, he kind of mastered it on the set of the Raid 1, and then when he went in to do the Raid 2, he kind of mastered how to cut the shots, how to film them, and how to put them together. And he did the same with Apostle as well. Like, he can't help but put together these crazy action sequences, even in a horror movie. We will say hello to everyone. I just want to point out this comment from Jordan, because he's mentioned Havoc. Havoc ruled, but there were CGI moments that took me out. So many amazing sequences that outweighed that, though. 100% agree with you, pal. This is where I'm standing with it. It's not reinventing the wheel. It's not anywhere as polished as the Raid, but I got that Gareth Evans fix that I needed. Those action sequences are insane. That finale in the cabin, mind-blowing. There's about 800 deaths in that one scene alone. It's just absolute carnage.
Yeah.
I loved it, but I wanted it to be a complete 5-star blockbuster movie. It wasn't that.
I kind of wish... Sorry, carry on.
My biggest problem with the movie is that Gareth Evans set the floor for these movies like John Wick and many other movies that have come after The Raid. These really like well-made, gritty, violent action movies. And everyone's saying it's a rip-off of John Wick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, cheap man's John Wick. No one here is good. And it fries my brain, like.
So the only thing I would say about the cabin was the action was incredible. The set piece was amazing. But I just wish it wasn't so dark in there. I felt like I was missing out on
turn the brightness up on your TV, Jenks. It's too dark, man.
I felt like I was watching Alien versus Predator 2 or something. I thought... Some of these action sequences would look better, a little bit bright. That's what's great about the first Raid. Everything was crisp and clear. It's a bit like my favorite action fighting scene ever, without a doubt. Two, but my number one has got to be the bus scene in Nobody. Okay, that is
so good.
Probably the greatest fight scene I've ever seen. And for me, second would be Kingsman when he's killing everybody in the
church.
In the church,
yeah, I knew you would say that.
Very Gareth Evans, very fast moving without shaky, and being able to follow the action. But it's very well lit, so you can't hide away behind. Like, so I'm guessing maybe they didn't have the budget for every sort of special effect, so they turn down the darkness sometimes just to hide a few flaws.
Yeah, maybe.
Which is it?
I think I've got a message here. Let me just check it.
From Mad Blood. I'm going to say hello to a few people anyway while you're doing that.
Yeah.
Bear with me. So I'll tell you what we got in the chat today. We got Wendy. Hi, Wendy. Jill John's here. John Moran. We've got Palf. Evening, guys, or afternoon, guys. We've got... Hang on. Jamie Hart joined us. Hi, Jamie. She says also, Chrome has been a pain in the ass lately. It's been giving me problems too. Yeah, no more of that, I think. Where are we? Dawn Keats in the house. Hi, Dawn.
Hi, Dawn.
Hi, Dawn. We got Gina in the house. Any word from Mad Dog? Mad Blood?
He said he's clicked on the link, but it's taken him to his own home screen. So he must use Restream as well.
Ah, I see.
So I'm just going to resend him the link. Just to try a different one.
We can try a different link. Do we can update the link?
Yeah, I'm just sending it to him now.
Yeah. We really appreciate how patient you all guys are, because it's the latest you come on. We're pretty punctual. Every time we've been late, it's not through our own fault. We're always on time. Never been like running late because we're shopping or in the pub or something. There's always technical problems. Yeah. But
see what happens with this link now. Yeah, it's just, he said it's just taking him to his own Restream, which is on brand for Restream, to be honest.
Yes. I was going to ask him, what does he use? Maybe we should ditch his Restream, but so
no, he swears by it. He said it's the best.
Anyway, should we say what we're doing today? We are going to be doing. Look, there's no really nice, easy way to say the title. So, 4th movie horror sequels, 4th installments. There's nothing of it rolls off the tongue. I think I saw Cody Leach do one before, and he called it quadrilogies. It's not really a quadrilogy, because some of these have got multiple sequels. Quadrilogy is only 4, innit? I mean, there's like 7 screams, not 7. So you can't call it, like the last one, we couldn't call it a trilogy because Friday 13 Part 3 is not a trilogy. So
no, and you can't say that Toy Story is the greatest trilogy ever made anymore. So
I know, it sucks. Yeah, Tarantino agrees with me as well.
I know. Well, to be fair, you won't even watch the 4th one.
I would rather have not watched the 4th one. It's not a bad film. It's just like, all right,
Yeah, I didn't really care for it.
Any word?
Jamie says, tell Matt to click on the words and not the picture. Sometimes the picture doesn't work. Okay. To be fair, they've sent to him with just the words.
Anyway, last night I went to an Oasis / Stereophonics / Arctic Monkeys tribute night. It was absolutely brilliant. I went with 2 friends. And what was great about it, the Arctic Monkeys come on. Sorry, the Stereophonics tribute comes on. They were brilliant. The guy was amazing. Then, like an hour later, the Arctic Monkeys. It's the same band with different clothes.
Yeah.
And then I thought, it's the same guy. I thought it'd be 3 different bands. And then Oasis came out then, same band. He had a Liam Gallagher wig on. He was amazing, but it was so laughable because he comes on with a Parker on. And it was like, it felt like fancy dress then,
We had, it was Foo Fighters and Nirvana.
Same band.
Yeah, Green Day, Blink-182 and Foo Fighters, same band. Same guys walked on.
Yeah, we're in business. Hang on, I'll get him on. Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Hey, doing well. Thanks, fellas. Sorry about the technical difficulties.
Are you with... I can hear my echo. Is it coming through?
Yeah. You're it.
Sorry. Let's see. Any tips on how to fix that?
Is your earphones plugged in properly? Is that something to do with it?
Let me see here.
Sounds like it's coming through your computer. Maybe.
Let's see. Let me go to my settings. You guys can continue chatting and shooting the shit. I'll fix it. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you guys live right now or?
Yeah, we're live.
Okay, cool.
I gotta read a few. Curtis, you read a few comments out.
Yeah, let's have a look. We've got Don Keat watching football and listening to you both. Liverpool just scored.
I gotta mute Matt for a second. Right, crack on.
Right, can you mute him and keep him on the stage?
I tried to. Hang on. Still happening, Matt?
Yeah.
Sounds like it. Hang on 1 second. How about now?
Testing. Yay!
We good?
Yeah,
we're good.
Okay.
We've had a nightmare, Matt.
Yeah, sorry. I know it sounded like you guys had similar problems as well.
took me 40 minutes to get on, just crashing every time I tried to load it. But how are we doing, pal? Thanks for jumping on, mate. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me on. I know, across the pond, it's quite, time difference. So appreciate you guys being flexible and all of that. It's great to be on with you, and looking forward to chatting about some part fours.
We just haven't got a life, Matt. That's easy as that. Yeah, we're just
right. Exactly.
How's your weekend been?
It's been good. Yeah, wrangling some kids because I have 2 kids, a 5 and a 7-year-old. So that's doing a little bit of that. I did find some time I'm dipping into the Urban Legend franchise a little bit.
Yes,
so
nice.
I've found it's been years. So I found some time to kind of dip into that again, which is fun. I'll have a video on that soon. Let's see what else. I snuck away to watch Until Dawn, which I know, Curtis, you said you haven't seen it yet. What about you, Jenks?
I'm literally going to watch it today at 6:30. So in about an hour and a half. So once you finish the thing, I'll be going straight to the cinema with my
Just
daughter.
running, right?
Yeah, she's 15, so she can come to see horror films now. It's great.
Oh, I can't wait until that time comes,
Yeah, and she loves horror as well. I've stuck on. She's pretty good actually. She loves like things like Conjuring, her sort of age stuff. But I've stuck on Salem's Lot, the original one. I've stuck on Blair Witch, things that I thought she might get bored with because of her age, but she prefers them. She prefers like slow things.
More psychological kind of stuff.
Yeah. She
nice.
even enjoyed like The Others, which is really slow, which is a great film, but it's pretty slow.
Do you know what I showed to my daughter last night? So my daughter's 9, Matt, and I've just slowly started to get into horror movies. Gremlins, Tremors. What are the other ones? Army of Darkness. Some easy, not too intense horror movies. But we watched The Gate last night, which I thought was a perfect horror movie for a youngster. It says it's a 15, but apparently it's been thrown back to about a PG-13. And I knew there weren't anything too nasty in there, just a little bit creepy. And she loved it. But I'm slowly starting to dial it up now and show her, things a bit more scarier,
Yeah, that's fun. What did she think about The Gate?
She didn't like it as much as Evil Dead 2, but I think The Gate's very slow. There's a good almost an hour until things start to get going, but the last half's great. I just think a little bit slow.
Didn't you say she preferred Serbian film? Is that
just throw her right in? Yeah.
If she can deal with this, she can deal with anything.
Yeah, it's like my gauge on how to know what she's into. Like Chuck Street Trash on Serbian film.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. And every kid's different. It's so weird too because every kid's different. Like my son is the oldest. He's 7. He loves scary things, everything scary, but he gets scared shitless. So I'm like, I can't let you watch, even something just simple. I can't let you watch it, even though he wants to so bad. Like Jurassic Park, even he loves it, but scared shitless. Whereas my daughter, she doesn't care.
All in.
We haven't exposed her to anything, but like she never has nightmares. She never gets scared. So she might be the horror girl.
Yeah, well, my 15-year-old daughter, I got 2 daughters. One's 15, one's 9. So my 15-year-old, gateway was Gremlins, and she was scared of that. The bit where the professor or the teacher gets, he's got the cage and he escapes, I think.
Yeah, that's that scene, yeah.
Yeah, that bit scared her because it's the first sort of horror moment of Gremlins. And then she didn't go back to horror for a while, and then I think Goosebumps came out, the film, and then we started introducing things like Sixth Sense and things like that, which is awesome.
Yeah. My daughter's asking for Insidious now. I was like, no chance. You're not watching Insidious. You've seen Gremlins and The Gate. You're not watching Insidious.
Yeah, let's calm down here a little bit. Yeah, the Goosebumps movie though is good. Yeah, we did that. We did both the 1 and the 2. I think like the first one's like 2017. I think it came out or something like that. But that's a good one for even little kids. So.
It's brilliant. It's the second one's not so good. It's not shit, but it's just not a patch in the first one.
Do you know what's funny about the first Goosebumps is I showed down to my daughter a fair few years back before I'd shown her anything horror, and she watched the whole movie, right? And then you've got the final sequence when they're in the school gym and all the monsters are coming through, and there's one shot of a clown, right? And you're talking, this is maybe an hour and 10 minutes into the movie, and there's one shot of a clown, and she went, turn it off.
Yeah, it's literally, that's a tiny shot too. I can barely even remember a clown in the whole movie, you know?
So you got that one shot of the clown, and it was instant turn it off.
I think you should show her the clip of the clown from Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, good.
That is nightmare fuel.
Just throw on it. Just throw on it. Just call it a day. You know, the original.
I'm just gonna read a couple of comments if that's all right, Matt. So we got Movie Squirm. He's a friend of the channel. We've done a couple of team ups with him. He's got a great channel. Hi lads, hope you're both good. My favourite Pat 4s are Halloween 4 and Scream 4.
Good shout.
Yeah, good shout.
Cheers for jumping on, Jod, pal.
Yeah. And he said something as well. So he got watched a few of Matt's videos. Seems like you're a fan of Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like you just like most of us were back in the day. Is that right, Matt?
Yeah, definitely. I watched Goosebumps more. I feel like my school, everybody had like the newest Goosebumps book, and but they're both really fun. I feel like, at least as far as season 1 goes, I like Are You Afraid of the Dark season 1, but I kind of prefer Goosebumps season 1. I mean, I don't know when the last time you guys watched it was, but it's I'm sure for most people it's probably been a while, but it's free on Tubi if anybody wants to watch it. But
I've got
it's fun.
Goosebumps box set, so I always go back and watch them, to be honest.
He's got a tattoo as well, probably.
Right on my ass.
But I never escaped Goosebumps. I collected all the books growing up. I've still got them. I've handed them down to my daughter. She's now got them on her shelf in her bedroom. And I've just started getting her into Goosebumps. But yeah, I never stopped watching them. I go back to them every few years.
What's the name of that other film now? Stories to Tell in the Dark. Is that what is it called now?
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Yeah.
So I watched that film. I loved it. My daughter loved it. So I bought the book. Book is really hard to read. It's not that good. I don't know if anybody else has read it.
Yeah, well, it's
like really weird.
Short stories though, in there.
Yeah, but they're kind of pretentious, like really weird, with like almost like poems.
Yeah.
That are artsy, and I was hoping for something a bit more Goosebumps, but no. Nothing like that.
Yeah, maybe I'm an idiot, but I kind of prefer books that are just easy reads, because I look at, like I'm not trying to read a book from university or something on my free time. Like I want to read something that's just kind of fun, and so I kind of tend to read stuff that's more a little bit easier to read.
Yeah,
like even Jurassic Park. We were talking about Jurassic Park. Like that book is a crazy read.
Yeah, I've got that book. I bought a double. It's got a double book. It's got Congo and Jurassic Park in like a double omnibus.
It's like that thick, you know.
Yeah. Jurassic Park, the book is nothing like the film. It's like more horror, isn't it?
Yeah, more scary. Yeah, definitely more scary.
Yeah.
I read Misery, and that's quite a small book and easy to follow. You got 2 characters, and I thought, oh, this is brilliant. I'll read more Stephen King. And then I jumped from Misery to It, and I tried to read that, and I got about maybe 100 pages in, and I was like, this is way too complicated, way too big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it is big. Yeah.
Right, we've got Davey. We got Davey Deathray in the house. I think you've done a collab with him, haven't you?
Yeah, I know Davey. What's up, Davey? Hope you're doing well, man.
Yeah. What time is it over in America, where you are?
Right now it is 9:05.
Oh, that's early.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, the kids come knock. They come like stomping on my face at 6:30 anyway. So,
should we get cracking?
Yes, let's do it. Let's go.
Right. So, like I said, this was slim pickings. I put a list together this morning, and it turns out there aren't that many Part 4s that are worth putting on. So basically, Matt, we've left out the films that Curtis and I haven't seen. So at least 2 of us would have seen it, so we can put some sort of ranking. And we'll just share the ranking, so we'll kind of vote amongst ourselves where it'll go in the ranking, rather than us all picking different spots. Is that okay?
Perfect, man.
Yeah? Yep. It just speed things up a little bit. We did it with Barry from Wolfman's Got Nards, and we kind of flowed a bit better with the three of us. So my categories, I don't put a lot of thought in these titles, but I put a little bit more thought this time. So I got shit. I always put shit at the bottom. Maybe our next one up is maybe watch it on a plane. An easy watch, a bloody good time, gold standard horror. I couldn't think of anything cleverer than that, and people haven't already used. But
bear in mind, okay, Matt, that this guy is a horror author. He writes books for a living, and he can't come up with side titles for a tier ranking.
Look, there's limits, okay? There's a lot of work gets put into these lives. My brain is like, right. So first up, we've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The Next Generation, or The Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, depending on where you're from. I don't know if it's released in America with a different name, but part 4 anyway.
They changed the name after Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger became like big stars in the U.S.
Okay.
Then they kind of rebranded it and re-released it, hoping that it would make more money.
With them on the poster.
Yeah, like remember, these guys. Yep.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, no, we remember how bad this movie is, regardless of the cast.
So I worked at Blockbuster when this came out, and I got it for free to rent. And I, being young and stupid, I thought, oh my God, how are these guys in this film? Not thinking like maybe they did this before they were famous, as if they'd gone back to some shit film. So where would you put this then? Gold standard, a bloody good time, an easy watch, maybe watch it on a plane, or shit. Matt?
Yeah. Ooh, that's tough, because maybe watch it on a plane. If I'm going to watch a movie on a plane, that means that I'm not going to sleep on a plane. I usually try to sleep if I'm on a plane if I can. But would I put it maybe and watch it on? The funny thing is I feel like Matthew McConaughey in the movie is actually he's actually pretty good as like an unhinged truck driver murderer.
Yeah.
That Barry, I think his name is Barry in the movie, who's always just saying, has these crazy one-liners and stuff. He's telling the girls like something about I've got prostate cancer, so I need you to give me a little something. That's the only way to fix my cancer. That's what the doctors say. He's saying crazy lines like that, which is kind of funny.
Did I imagine that he had a robot leg in it, or was that a fever dream?
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey had this robot leg with a remote. So if anybody got control of the remote, like what the hell is that? Oh yeah, this is the one with the secret society, the secret society thing. What was that called again? The Illuminati angle. Do you remember that?
I remember. I know the term, but yeah, I cannot. I must have watched it 25 years ago. Never went.
Well, I'll tell you something that might remind you. There's a guy at the end who shows up with like 10 nipple piercings.
Yeah.
But anyways, a completely ridiculous movie. Sure, maybe watch it on a plane. It's kind of shit too. So
I would agree, because shit means I cannot face it again. I could totally watch this again and probably have a bit of fun with it, even though it is still shit. So yes.
Look, the problem with these sequels to some of the biggest horror movies of all time is that they always go from, like, you've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is the most like realist, grittiest horror movie ever made, and then the more sequels you make, the sillier they get. And I feel like this is the pinnacle of where Texas Chainsaw Massacre got a bit ridiculous. Yeah. I haven't seen it in a while, but it's not the worst movie, and it's not the worst. I don't think it's the worst Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel. That probably belongs to Leatherface, but this one's still a heck of a lot of fun. I would put it in plane as well. I agree with you guys.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Curtis hasn't seen this. Have you seen Jaws 4: The Revenge, Matt?
I haven't. I have not yet. I think I'm going to do a big watch of all the Jaws movies this summer, but
I mean, you've probably heard about it, being a horror fan. Jaws in this one can roar like a dinosaur. And that sort of that roar they used to use in like He-Man and dinosaur films. It was like the template roar. I don't. I
like
almost
the Wilhelm scream, like.
Yeah, you hear the same effect, and I'm pretty sure sharks can't roar in real life.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure he could look up as well, because it was like Shaun of the Dead that dogs can't look up, and the shark, I'm sure he looks up at the helicopter at the end and waves his fist.
Do you know what? I may need to Google it, but I'm pretty sure sharks can't roar. But don't quote me on that.
Okay, no, none of you've seen this, so I'm going to take the lead and put in shit.
There we go.
Fair enough. Right, Curtis, Scream 4, where would you put this?
So this was the first Scream movie I seen in cinema. I think I was just about old enough to catch this one in cinema, and I was pumped to be seeing a Wes Craven movie on the big screen.
Yeah.
I haven't really gone back to this one much. I only usually watch the first one. I'm not massive on the Scream franchise. I don't have any problems with it. It's just not a franchise I go back to very often. But Scream 4, the last one that Wes Craven directed, I think for a fourth movie in such an iconic franchise, it's 10 times better than it has any need to be. But I'd put that in. What's the second one, Jenks?
So it's a bloody good time.
I'd put in a bloody good time.
What about you, Matt?
Yeah, same. I think Wes Craven did a decent job blending like the appeasing to the old fans of the Scream franchise while also kind of ushering in a new era, because there was that big gap between Scream 3 and Scream 4. And as you guys know, horror changed a lot from like the year 2000 to the year, I can't remember when this came out, like 2010, 2011 or something like that.
Yeah.
After Saw and Hostel and all of that. But yeah, it's got the Vaseline rubbed all over the movie, but I do like the reveal at the end. I think that's pretty fun, and I like it. It's most people really hate the intro, but I think it's fun.
So I hated the intro when I first saw it. I just thought, all right, it's going way too meta now, on and on and on. But second viewing, about 10 years later, I actually enjoyed it, and I thought it was one of the best ones. And I thought it was the shittest at the time. So it was a complete like 180 for me. I think maybe sometimes you watch a film, and because there's so much better choice out at the time it's released, you may not give it enough of a chance. And then when you come to a point where there's just a shit year for films and you go back to something older, you realize, oh, actually, it wasn't too bad. I think that's what I felt with Scream 4. So yeah, I would stick it in a bloody good time as well. Yeah.
Do you know what, as well? I appreciate Scream 4 more as well now after watching Scream 6, because I really didn't get on with that movie. I kind of clocked out about halfway through, and then when you've got the reveal at the end, I clocked out even more. So going back to revisit Scream 4, enjoyed it a lot more after the sixth one.
Yeah.
Same, man. I think 4 is better. I think 4 is better than 5 and 6 for me.
I haven't gone back to watch Scream 5 since I watched it in cinema. Loved it when I first watched it, but I've never gone back. I definitely prefer it to 6. I don't know about 5.
Yeah, I think as well, because it's a female villain, like I don't mind a female villain, but you know, when you rewatch it, when you know the killer is a female, you're thinking, how the fuck did she do all those things? Like, you know, she's so like aggressive. Same with like Urban Legend. When you rewatch it, you're like, oh, hang on now, she's pinning blokes to the wall and stuff when you don't know there's a woman. Come on, innit?
Yeah. She's hanging. What's his name on the rope? It's like he's like 200. The Dewey moment in Scream 5.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, well,
I know. It's nonsense. Yeah, Dewey. Right then, Matt. What do you think of Bride of Chucky?
Bride of Chucky. I mean, yeah, Jennifer Tilly's great in the movie. It's a really fun movie. I think I'd put Bride in easy watch, because there's some great one-liners from Chucky, great one-liners from Bride, and there's also some fun kills. I like it a lot more than the movies that kind of start to follow it later on in the franchise. Just for me, after like from Bride on, the franchise goes downhill quite a bit for me personally. But
funnily enough, I was saying the same thing to you, Jenks, about I didn't appreciate Bride of Chucky as much when it came out, but then all the movies that followed it, I recently went back and watched them all, maybe 3 months ago, and I had a great time with Bride of Chucky, and I never really give it a good look in growing up because I was always just focused on the first three. You've got the Child's Play 1, 2, and 3, and I always thought Bride of Chucky was too silly. Now, watching Seed of Chucky, it makes Bride of Chucky an absolute masterpiece, and I'd agree with you on this one. I'd say it's a bloody good time, but I can't put it much higher than that one. But it's got a good blend of the first few movies. You've got those great intense horror moments, but yeah, it does dial up the silliness a bit more. Yeah. Especially the pregnancy scene in the graveyard.
So I'm not a fan of Chucky at all. I cannot stand dolphins.
Yes, we know, Jenks. We know.
Yeah, this was like
Jenks is a big, strong grown up. He can't watch movies with dolls in them.
So it's just I just never got Chucky. Like he's just so pathetic and small, and you could just kick him and put him in a microwave. It's just nonsense. But this one came out, and even though the first three were quite like not serious, but they were more horror. This one was so silly that you might think that I'd enjoy it more because, like, oh well, at least it's silly. But I fucking hated it. I saw it in the cinema because everybody's raving about it. I couldn't stand. I was looking round thinking, why is everybody laughing and enjoying it? This is shit.
Horrible and bitter.
I know. I felt like shouting.
It's definitely not a good movie. It's not a good movie by any means.
No, I agree with you there.
I would put it behind the first three for sure, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I would put it in shit, but I'm outvoted. You both put it in easy watch. Right then, Kurt. The Final Destination, aka Final Destination 4.
Right, so 4 is the 3D one.
It's the one with the NASCAR race.
Yeah,
3D,
yes.
3D,
so,
yes.
This is the only Final Destination I actually think is an awful movie. Now, the rest of them, they've got their flaws, but they're really enjoyable, well-made movies. Now, this one is one I actually skip when I watch them all. So I rewatched them all a few months ago, and I watched 1, 2, 3, and then 5, because I don't have to put myself through this one again. And there's one scene, right, that kills me in this movie, and it's when they play too much into the 3D aspects, right? So when it's on the nose and they play into it too much. But there's a bit where there's two kids playing on this front lawn, and I think there's a mower involved, someone's mowing.
Yeah.
And the mother turns to the kids and she turns to the camera, really, and she says, "I've got my eye on you." And then something goes in the lawnmower, flies and smashes through her face, yeah? And that's when I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, how have we gone from Final Destination 1, which is like a fully fledged, terrifying horror movie, to this? Now, like I said earlier with Texas Chainsaw, I know series tend to get a bit silly and a bit more entertaining as they go on, but that was the pinnacle for me of like trash.
Yeah. So for me, I'm a big Final Destination fan. I cannot wait for the new one. I love the first one. The third one's amazing. But when this came out, it was called The Final Destination, as in this is the final one. And I remember watching it, hating it, thinking it felt like whoever made it, it was their last day in work of like, it's the last one, tough, let's make it shit. Let's just phone it in because the last one. And it was so shit that I felt like they came back in with number 5 just to sort of retcon how shit this was. And thank God, because number 5 is amazing. Probably one of the best ones. But this one is diabolical. I'm going to put this in shit. What about you, Kurt?
Shit.
What about you, Matt? What do you feel of this? You love it.
Probably a bloody good time. No, this movie is absolute dog shit. It's a really bad movie. Definitely the worst movie in the franchise to me. I do like what Jamie said. That is a funny point. And the tampons in the ears at the NASCAR race. But yeah, just not a good movie at all. The Premonition is the worst in the franchise, without question. The opening one. The characters are the worst in the franchise, which is like this franchise sets a very low bar for characters. So saying that is pretty bad.
Yeah,
it's just the kills are. There's some decent kills, like the kill with the jock asshole guy at the community pool gets like his anus sucked through. or whatever, you know, like that's kind of funny, but a shit movie. Yeah.
Do you know, Matt, right? I remember watching that film, and again, you know, you shouldn't take them too seriously, but their friend gets sucked into the pool, basically, like into bits, and it's their best friend. And then they find out in the next scene that they've cheated death, and they're all celebrating with champagne. I'm like, your mate has just had his ass sucked into a machine, and you've got you're popping champagne. It is so shit. And there was the NASCAR bit's the worst, because everything that's happening to the crash is only happening to one section of seating. And it's like, hang on, where about the rest of the stadium? It's just like one row, you know, as if only one, because the crash doesn't make any sense even logistically. It's so stupid.
That's a good point. And the CGI is not good in that scene too. There's a ton of it, and it's just. I also felt like what's great about Final Destination is when they have a premonition that pretty much everybody can relate to, like a log. Everybody gets caught behind a logging truck. Everybody's been on a plane probably. Whereas NASCAR is a little bit more niche.
Yeah,
that's a really.
Like I've never been to a
NASCAR
NASCAR race. I've never, you know, it's like, so that doesn't really feel like the ripple effect of that doesn't happen.
You're right.
Throughout, like doesn't become in the zeitgeist.
Yes,
that's such a good point, because how many people have you seen on Facebook that have posted photos where they're driving behind a log truck? And they've just posted a photo, and everyone knows what they're talking about. Same with roller coasters, and same with planes. Everyone's got a fear of those things. Well, and I never thought of it that way. I'll probably never go to a NASCAR race in my life.
So because when
the fear isn't there, like
I'm the same. Yeah, we don't get many log trucks in this country, in Britain, but we do get lots of like metal long poles, and they're just crudely strapped onto trucks. Thinking, Jesus Christ, that looks dangerous. But I think about the thing about Final Destination is that when number 3 came out, you had the poster with the roller coaster, and just seeing the fact there was a roller coaster was enough. Oh my God, I can't wait for this one. Just the idea with the NASCAR one is like, oh, what's that going to be? Just a car crash? It's really boring. They did like
someone's going to get hit with a tire.
And a screw. Okay, so staying in shit. Okay, cool.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right. Who did I ask last time? Now was it you, Kurt?
I think you started off with Curtis. Yeah.
All right. So, Friday 13th Part 4. Kurt.
There's only one place this can go, and that's going right at the top. This is not only my favorite Friday the 13th movie. I think it's the best slasher movie ever made. In my opinion, it tops all the other ones for me. This is the one I always go back to. Best Jason, some of Tom Savini's best work, and Ted White's Jason is my favourite Jason by far.
Is it? More than Kane Hodder?
Yeah, God, yeah. Because Kane Hodder, bear in mind, Kane Hodder's a great Jason, but he came in at 7, and then he did the weaker ones. And I you know, he's great as Jason, and Jason's always the best part in the movies. But unfortunately, he jumped on as the movies were dipping, and I don't really go back and watch the later half of the series that much, 7, 8, 9, and so on. But Friday the 13th Part 4, it's the nastiest one. Jason is so aggressive, and there's so many jumping through windows and stabbing people in the hands with corkscrews. You know, Jenks, I bang on about this film all the time. It's by far one of my favourite horror movies ever made. I love it.
Well, I watched it, and you were quite nervous for my opinion. You thought, oh, he's gonna shit on it, and you were quite surprised. I thought, you know, that was probably one of the best ones. My 6 is my favourite, but 4 was probably the best template for modern sort of slasher movies.
100%.
It kind of had all the characters down to a T.
Yeah, this is when Tom Savini became a superstar. You know, he was on talk shows talking about, you know, the practical effects he used in this movie and setting up everything that he'd done with it. You've got that scene where Jason's face slides down the machete, and it's all there done in real time, and everything's been done in real time. There's no cuts. It's just his head sliding down this thing, and his full head is prosthetic. The eyes are moving, the mouth's opening, and for the time that this movie came out, it's revolutionary. And every time I watch this movie, I get goosebumps for the work that was put into it. Like, you know.
What do you think of this one, Matt?
Before I get into that, I have a question for you guys. I like to ask this question about Part 4 specifically. Do you think Jason, that's the first time that Jason dies in the franchise? Is at the end of part 4, or do you think Jason was already dead?
I don't think the writers are that clever. They thought ahead.
Probably the right answer. Yep. Some people say he was dead at the end of part 1, but because
it's a tough one because
it's supposed to be the final chapter.
Yeah,
definitely, because he gets rolled into hospital in this one, and he's basically pronounced dead, and obviously he isn't. But yeah, I would say that this one was the death of Jason, but was he a zombie from the start? Because you've got the whole dream sequence. If that's real, then yeah, he's dead from the start. But if it isn't, he could have just been lurking on the woods anyway. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I just think the writers were just making it up as they went along. I just thought, you know what, let's just bring it back as a zombie. We shouldn't have killed him off in the 4th one. God knows where they made number 5 as a copycat, because I don't know, it's just a strange thing because they churned that out pretty quick, considering they killed him off in the 4th one. It wasn't like he waited 10 years and tried to resurrect him with a different sort of format.
No. Yeah.
1 year.
They went ahead with it really quick, as if they changed their mind instantly. Like, fuck, we killed him. Oh, tough. Yeah.
For me, it would have to be gold standard for me. It's probably the best part 4. Yeah, probably. I don't. Maybe the best part 4 in the genre. I do say. I mean, one gripe that I do have with the movie is I do feel like the characters outside of the Jarvis family maybe are a little bit overrated. Everyone's always talking about Chris McGlover and those guys, and they're fun, but maybe a little bit overrated for me. I kind of prefer the side characters in like part 2 or maybe even the 2009 movie. But like you said, I mean, yeah, Curtis, you hit the nail on the head, like a great Jason, gritty. He's still very kind of human, which I like, But he's not as small as part 2. He's kind of a little bigger, a little bit. Ted White's very much like a mean Jason. Doesn't have the best kills in the franchise. Like we don't get like the tent kill from Jason Goes to Hell. We don't get like the cryogenic kill from Jason X.
Yeah,
those types of kills. But it has very good kills.
Yeah,
like the Axel kill and some of the other ones are really, really good. But yeah, great movie. Great all-time great slasher.
Ted White absolutely hated Corey Feldman, and there's a few scenes where he went extra in the scene just to inflict a little bit of pain on him, which is a little bit sadistic. He's a kid, but apparently Corey Feldman was a right bastard on set.
Yeah. He was very young though, pity.
Yeah, no, I know that, but he hated him. There's a bit where he jumps through and grabs him, and he went all in with it,
Was this before Goonies came out?
Let's see. Final chapter was 1984, right?
When was Goonies?
Goonies. I just watched. Goonies had to have been before that because he looks way younger.
Yeah.
No, Goonies was 85.
Oh,
wow.
okay.
I feel like Feldman looks young in the Goonies.
Yeah.
I just watched the Goonies last week.
Filming them back to back.
Yeah, possibly. Right. So, Matt, have you seen Psycho 4?
No, I haven't.
Curtis, have you seen Psycho 4? Yeah, you have.
I've seen Psycho 4, yeah.
So I'll kick this off then. This is probably one of the weaker ones, but I think it was like a TV movie. I think it was straight to video. It's basically a prequel. He's on the phone to a radio. He's a radio caller, and he's talking about his life, and you see it in flashback form. So it's quite enjoyable film. It's not very well made, but it's enjoyable format.
Henry Thomas plays Patrick Bateman, which is cool to see. I love Henry Thomas.
Patrick Bateman?
Oh, God. Norman Bates.
I was thinking then. I don't think you can pull off Patrick Bateman.
Do you know what? It feels like a TV movie. Now, the quality drops massively, even from 3. So the quality of 3 dropped from the second, but this one's a bigger drop, right? It looks and feels like a TV movie.
Yeah.
But you know what? It is not bad at all. I wouldn't put it in any sort of high tier, but I quite like the concept of him talking about his life, and you've got those origins, because back then we didn't have Bates Motel. So it was nice to see his mother alive. It was nice to see his relationship with his mother, and seeing him as a youngster, and just seeing how inappropriate his mother was with him and how she kind of molded him to become the person. You know, we followed for 3 movies without really knowing his backstory. We know he had a troubled relationship with his mother, and we know he's had some sort of traumatic childhood. But I watched this one and I just enjoy it for those origin stories. But since watching Bates Motel, you know, Bates Motel did the better job.
I think, yeah, and they've also, if I can remember, she's quite hot as well, his mother, when she's young in there.
Yeah, so she's in Black Christmas. She died recently. She passed away recently, the actress. I can't remember her name.
I would stick this then, Kurt, personally. I would stick it in an easy watch. It's not crap, and it's just,
I'd absolutely agree with you.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna just read a few comments.
Yeah, shoot.
We've had a few come through. Davey says the final chapter is the quintessential 80s classic, not better than Jason Lives, but it's top notch. It's definitely not as fun as Jason Lives. They're quite close, to be fair. I just think Part 4 is a better made horror movie, but I love Jason 6.
Yeah.
Part
love
4. That you have.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, yeah, Part 4 is more like a horror movie. They intentionally made, you know, Part 6 a little bit more like fun. The director purposely didn't want to make the kills in Part 6 like mean or realistic. He wanted them to be kind of silly and over the top.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think we were talking about it before. It's the first one to actually have kids at the camp.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's usually the camp counters. It's the first Friday the 13th that actually had kids at the camp where Jason was killing. And thankfully, he doesn't touch any.
Right, this next one we've got, Matt. Believe it or not, for a horror channel, this is disgusting. Neither Curtis or I have seen Halloween 4. Right?
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Halloween. I've seen a lot of them. I've seen 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. So quite a lot of them, but I haven't seen 4, 5. Oh, sorry, 6 I haven't seen either. But I stuck it on because I assumed that you'd seen it, and I assumed that Curtis had seen it, but I didn't realize Curtis hadn't. So I'm guessing you've definitely seen it.
Yes.
So what would you put Halloween 4?
Oh, I would put Halloween 4.
Shit.
It's tough. Would I put it an easy watch or a bloody good time? I would probably. Oh man, I would probably put it as a bloody good time, and that's not. But it would be, you know, kind of on the bottom end of that kind of ranking.
Yeah.
Not the greatest Michael Myers in the franchise. He's very like brutal, and he gets his hands in there in this movie. You know, he's like in the ambulance. He's like ripping that guy's. He's putting his thumb into that guy. He's throwing people off of the truck at the end of this movie. He's really strong in this movie, but the shoulder pads, the look of the mask, yeah, it's kind of getting there on me over the years. I am kind of liking it a little bit more, but I like the score a lot. It's like a little bit more of a tingy Halloween score in the movie. I think the characters are fun. There's some funny moments, and there's also some serious moments. Really wish they would have done the Michael Myers in bandages, maybe for even longer, maybe the whole movie, the bloody bandages like we see in the beginning. That would have been really fun.
Yeah,
but I think a really fun movie, really fun Halloween movie overall, but a little overrated.
So the next one up is a bit controversial. Is it a Part 4? Who cares? It's Evil Dead 2013. It's a remake, but I suppose, you know, it was obviously branded.
It's the fourth film in the franchise, yeah.
No, I know, but it was obviously branded as a remake, and I didn't want to put remakes up. But, you know, you could say it's Part 4 because even Evil Dead 2 has got question marks whether it's a true sequel. So who gives a shit when it comes to Evil Dead? And it's any excuse to talk about Evil Dead 2013 because I fucking love it. What do you think of this one, Matt?
Oh, I was hoping you'd go first, but I'll go because I know you love it, right?
Yeah, you hate it.
It sounds like, you know, I'm gonna put the Evil Dead remake actually as maybe watch it on a plane for me.
No.
because I feel like it's not a bad movie by any means. Like they do some stuff objectively well. Like it looks good. The gore is pretty good, but the characters, I feel like the characters are very similar to maybe like the Until Dawn movie. They're just kind of there.
There
The
to be
characters,
killed.
they're just media. Yeah, they're just like, they have
can't
no
afford that.
personality. They're not interesting. They're just kind of there. It feels like they put all their money into the blood, guts, and gore and the cinematography and all of that. And then they're like, who can we find to be in this cast for the cheapest possible amount? Like they're fine. They get the job done. I don't think it does enough that's new that I like in a remake. Like when you think of a movie like the Friday the 13th 2009 movie, it has a lot of nods to the original, but it adds so many new things. And I just don't think this movie adds enough that's new to the franchise. I feel like all it does is modernize what we've already seen. And you guys are probably bigger experts on the movie than I am.
Well,
because I've only seen it a couple times.
We're
But
definitely not
I would have
experts.
it maybe on a plane.
We definitely not experts, but we just love it, and I take on board everything you said. You're right; it is a modernization of it, but it's so relentless, it's so brutal, and you're right. The practical effects are amazing. I do like the characters in this. I thought the premise of her being a drug addict and having to stay there to get clean, and also that anything she says is going to be discarded because nobody trusts her because she's a heroin addict. That was such a good idea. I don't know if it's been done before, but I just thought, that makes perfect sense. There's nothing she could say would convince you to leave that cabin. You've got to lock her down, and that made for a great sort of horror film, I think, for me.
Yeah, I obviously agree with everything you said, Jenks. I think this is an absolute top-tier movie. If you're looking at how iconic the original Evil Dead movie is, I feel like it matched the intensity tenfold. I don't hate the characters, but apart from Mia, I don't really think about any of the other characters. I think Mia as a deadite, and then Mia at the end is fantastic. I'm glad that they didn't try and create a new Ash. I love that they stepped away from having this, larger than life big hero.
Yeah.
I feel like you're going to be you're in bad territory if you're trying to replicate what they did with the original ones. So I'm glad that they just got a cast that was serviceable enough to get killed, basically.
Yeah.
But I think Mia's one of the best characters in the Evil Dead franchise. She's fantastic.
I would
She
stick
is good,
this.
yeah.
I would stick this in gold standard horror. What about you, Kurt?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I agree. Gold
I'm
standard.
sorry, Matt, you outvoted.
Hey, I get it. And I knew as soon as I started saying something, Davey would be chiming in too. Sorry, Davey. I know you're a big fan of the franchise as well.
It's lighting up.
But like it's a fun movie. But I'll have to go back and rewatch it.
Right. So next up is Insidious 4: The Last Key. Now, at the time of watching it, I didn't think much of it. But I rewatched it, and it's a little bit too monstery. Like the first one's got sort of demon elements with the red devil guy, whatever he's called. But this one is full on monster with keys for fingers, which is a bit ridiculous when you see it. But I did enjoy it, and I would put it as an easy watch, even though it's one of the weaker ones of the franchise. But it's got Eloise, if that's her name, and anything with her in it, and her sort of team of paranormal investigators is always worth a watch for me.
Yeah, good old Lee Winnell specs.
Lee Winnell, yeah.
This is, I'd say, probably one of the weaker ones, but it's still not a bad sequel. I said the exact same thing as you, Jenks. Way too monstery. That key monster is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I feel like the majority of the monsters or demons in Insidious are still quite grounded. They look like people, just scary. And apart from Lipstick Face, you've got the lady in black. They're all based on real people who have existed. Now, this person never existed. This is a monster from another realm, and I feel like it was a bit too fantastical for the franchise.
Yeah.
But it's not a terrible film. It's not one I go back to loads.
Where would you put it?
Very serviceable. Probably third down, maybe.
Easy watch or watch it on a plane?
Easy watch.
What about you,
it's
Matt?
not terrible.
I actually have not seen it.
No, okay.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't seen this one. Yeah.
Have you seen the majority of the franchise, like the first two?
The Insidious franchise. I need to go back and watch. I think I've seen. I think I've seen the first, but I need to go back. It's been too long.
Yeah. So I would say the first one's excellent, one of the creepiest horror films ever. Second one, not so much for me.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
The third one is back on track. The fifth one, very forgettable. Can't remember much about it.
The third one has got the best jump scare. Now, I'm not one to promote jump scares massively. I much prefer, proper horror movies, not just movies made for a quick scare, cheap shots. But I will say Insidious 3 has one of the best jump scares ever, and it's towards the end of the movie. I won't say anything or give you any characters who are in the scene because it'll ruin it. But towards the end of the movie, there's a fantastic jump scare. I shit myself.
Perfect.
Okay, so this one is not quite a horror, but I thought, fuck it. It was
that classic you, Jenks, chucking non-horror movies in a horror list.
Yeah, good. It was slim pickings, and we're doing part 4s, right? I had to fill it out with something, okay? Otherwise, I'd be having to put fucking Austin Powers 4 or something in here.
Let's do it. Hell yeah.
So, Alien Resurrection. Look, it's got horror elements. Who gives a shit? So, Matt, have you seen Alien 4 Resurrection?
Yeah, and it does have some horror elements. Like there's a cryogenic kill in this one, if I remember correctly, which is pretty fun. It's a pretty gritty, like kind of a darker movie.
Yeah,
almost has some similarities with Alien 3, I would say, in that regard. Yeah, I've seen it. It's good, not great. I would probably put it in. It's got good care. Actually, has a really good cast. It has,
you got Ron Perlman. Winona Ryder.
Brad Dourif, I think, is in it too. What's her face from Stranger Things and Winona. All the other classics. Yep. I would put it in maybe watch it on a plane.
Okay.
Because it's just it's I like sci-fi, but it's nowhere near like a top 3 movie in the franchise or anything like that. I like Romulus more than Alien 4. But,
So with this one, I did enjoy it. It's a bit it's one of the weaker ones, but it's not as shit as everybody says it is. I think it got shit on a lot, and it's okay. The bit I watched it recently, and she finds all these clones of herself, like they're still alive in these sort of pods. And to put them out of their misery, she burns them with a flamethrower. And I'm like, that's the opposite of being put out of your misery. Like
she hangs them all.
Like if you're on fire, you'd ask someone to put you out of the misery. You wouldn't like say, just burn me some more. It was nonsense.
Not fun. No.
What about you, Kay? Where would you put this?
So I always enjoyed this one more than the third one. I haven't gone back to it in a long time, but I think it's quite underrated, guys. I think it's, like you said, it's got a great cast. The aliens look good. And I'd put it in 3 down, easy watch.
I would stick it in easy watch as well. I don't hate it. To be honest, easy watch on a plane is almost the same ranking. Just went in 5 segments. Okay.
Damn right, Jod.
Saw 4. No, I had to. When I stuck this on, I had to Google it. What the fuck happens in this one? Because from 4 onwards, they get a little bit samey, and because once he's dead, it's that cop. I don't know his name. Hoffman, and I really get muddled, and I don't know which. I remember elements of Jigsaw, and I remember the 10th one, and Spiral, but 4, 5, and 6, and 7, I don't know which one's which. So yeah, you may have to remind me.
I'm right there with you, Jenks. I've never been a massive fan of the franchise. I love the first 2 and the 10th one. Anything in between those movies, if I couldn't name you scenes that happened in the 4th one. I might have seen it, I don't know.
Is it the one where Donnie Wahlberg gets his head squashed?
I think it is, yeah. I had to, I'm like you, literally while you were talking about Insidious, I looked up Saw 4, I was like, shit, what happens in that movie? And I think it's when it introduces Jigsaw's ex-wife.
Yeah.
So it introduces like a little bit more backstory on that. Like you said, old Donnie, Marky Mark.
Yeah. Goes through hell in that franchise.
Head crushed. But yeah, it's so true. The middle Saw movies, it's like come on, guys.
Yeah,
we're just pumping these out.
I would say that what was always good about all of them was the kills. They were very clever, inventive. Apart from, I think, Jigsaw, there was one kill in that where they were in like sand, buried in sand, and there was just like spikes falling on them. I'm thinking, how are they supposed to get out of this? It's meant to be like a puzzle they can solve. Well, if it's just random bits of spikes trying to hit them.
It was like saws.
Yeah.
Tools and
nonsense. I'm going to just stick this in, maybe watch it on the plane, because I can't remember what happens in it.
Yeah, it's not an unwatchable movie.
Yeah.
It's not like a completely shit, but it's not good by any means, you know.
What do you reckon?
You're clearly, as an audience member, getting the feeling they're just pumping this out to make money. But they're not completely disrespecting the original two.
Yeah.
But
I think this one as well has got a horrible death where the girl is having a scalp peeled off by a machine that's stretching her.
Yeah.
And she's quite pretty, and it's hot. I hate scalp stuff.
Scalping's the worst.
Yeah, that one though, I was wondering, because I think it's the cop who's, he discovers her, not Hoffman, but the other cop, I think.
Yeah.
When I saw that part, I was like, why don't they just cut her damn ponytail off? He's sitting there like, what do I do? What do I do? And there's all these tools around him and all these like things he can use. Just cut the ponytail off, and then she is fine.
So what about you, Kurt? Well, are we all agreed? Watching on a plane?
Yeah, I mean, I I may not have even seen it, guys.
I don't think Matt
you'll live.
Yeah.
You don't need to see it. It won't make any difference. Even if you're an avid Saw fan, you could skip this one and 5 and 6 and it won't matter. Okay, so Matt, what do you think of Elm Street 4 Dream Master?
Elm Street 4, a movie that has aged. It's aged really well for me, actually.
Definitely. I agree.
It's not the best movie in the franchise or even a top 2 or anything like that, but great soundtrack, great score, great fun Freddy.
Yeah.
Not by no means the greatest Freddy ever.
Not silly Freddy, fun Freddy is probably a slight difference in it because he goes too silly towards the end, isn't it?
Yeah, he's really fun. The cockroach kill is fun in the movie.
Yeah. With the weights.
Don't dream and drive. That line is pretty fun when the guy is he's getting like morphed with his bike. Is that 5?
Oh, that's 5.
That's 5.
Shit.
Yeah,
5.
that's 5.
Sorry.
That's shit. He says, "How's this for a wet dream?" in the 4th one.
With the waterbed. Yeah. Who didn't? I mean, we all probably were familiar with waterbeds growing up. I never got one.
No.
Fucking parents.
It's a proper 80s thing, isn't it?
Fucking parents.
Do you know
Cheap bastards.
Do you know what annoys me about that scene? He's stuck in the bed. When he wakes up, he's in the waterbed. No one is suspecting foul play or supernatural elements. It's just like, oh, well, he's dead. We lost our son.
He got in there. No water leak. He's no big deal.
Yeah.
Easy.
Not a splash of water anywhere.
Yeah.
Where are you going to put this in?
Yeah, I would put it in. I'd put it in easy watch.
Easy watch.
Yeah, easy watch. It's a fun one.
I would agree with you. I like this film. I can't put it in a bloody good time because it's not quite as good, but it is an enjoyable watch and one of the better, probably the top 3 best of the franchise, I'd say.
Number 3.
Number 3.
I respect it.
I'd go one higher, boys, but I am outnumbered. I think I never really got on with this one when I was younger, right? So you've got the first 3, which I always enjoyed, and I never really got on with this one. But going back, like you said, Matt, it's aged brilliantly. It retains some of the elements from A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, which I love. You've obviously got some of the returning characters, which, spoiler alert, get killed right at the start of the movie to make way for the new guys. But I had a great time with this one. It does start to get a bit silly, but it's still a really well-made Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and I think it's the last really good one.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I'd go one higher, a bloody good time. But I'm outnumbered, boys.
It's unfortunate with this movie that they ran out of money, because I think in this movie, this is the one with the karate scene, right, in the dojo.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, they ran out of money, so they couldn't, just little, like scenes like that. They were planning on doing this big scene, I think, in an elevator with all these effects, and they just ran out of money. That would have added a little something extra to the movie, stuff like that.
Yeah, because that's probably the weakest scene in the movie.
Yeah.
One of the weakest scenes probably in the franchise.
So
Yeah.
Matt,
so dumb. He's just like karate chopping air.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then dies.
Matt, so we did a review of Freddy 4, and I pointed out like where these like elaborate set pieces that the dream sequences is Freddy like planning them, like thinking up, right, this guy's gonna set up this area now. Is he sort of like got a storyboard, right? I need to get my next dream is gonna be a kratty. I'm gonna decorate before he's coming. And set up. Or you just think
the set's not quite finished.
Yeah, wait. Oh shit, he's gone to sleep. Fuck. I am not yet. Still painting.
Yep. Ah, damn it. 5 more minutes, please.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Right. I'm gonna stick this straight in shit. And now you're gonna review it. Resident Evil 4 Afterlife. Fuck, I hate this film. I had to Google which one it was. It's the one when they're on top of the skyscraper for 90 minutes of the film and they're trying to get a plane off it or something, or a plane onto it. It's fucking crap. Enough said.
Sounds horrible. I haven't seen it, but it sounds horrible.
It's terrible. Kurt, have you seen it?
I hate this franchise. I know. I like Resident
what about the
Evil.
game?
I love Resident Evil. I hate this Paul W.S. Anderson franchise.
Yeah,
just to clear up, I love the games.
Three's great.
And I loved Welcome to Raccoon City as well. I thought it was great. But yeah, I have no interest in this franchise whatsoever. I haven't even seen this.
It's so bad, honestly. It's literally they get to LA or whatever city. They haul up on top of the roof, either to get a plane off or a plane to get on the roof, and it's basically 90 minutes on a roof. And it's not like phone booth clever where it's a small location. This is just literally they're on a roof and there's some zombies down and there's a zombie trying to get through the wall. And then there's some silly monster zombie, like with long arms, and oh God, awful. I hate this film, and they don't get better.
Yeah, do you guys feel like the Resident Evil movies, a lot of them maybe came out in the wrong era? Because it's that was an era where it was. I'm trying to think of those movies with Kate Beckinsale, like the Underworld. What is it called?
Underworld. 100%.
But that era, like if it came out maybe now or it came out in the 80s or something like that, I feel like it would have been maybe grittier and scarier. But
yeah, it was on the back of, I think all came from Matrix and Blade. Well, Blade, then Matrix, then all these sort of leather girls kicking zombies.
Yeah, it's got that look to it. They all look the same.
Blood Drain.
Yeah, because you forget that Blade came out before Matrix, because of the techno music and stuff. And I think all of those films kind of came out after that, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I think I enjoyed Welcome to Raccoon City so much. I don't know if you've seen that one, Matt, but they went back to basics, and it's a fully fledged adaptation of the first 2 games. Now, a lot of people hate it because they crammed 2 games into one. I'm not that precious about the game, so I didn't mind. I've played them growing up, but it's not something I go back to loads. But it is a George Romero, John Carpenter type. And I'm not saying it's as good as any of their movies, right? Yeah. But it's got that vibe. It's a proper grindhouse type horror movie that feels like John Carpenter could have made it his way.
Well, Romero
let me clear that up.
Romero wrote the script for Resident Evil, and they rejected it.
Yes, I know. There's a documentary. I think came out this year or last year.
Yeah, that's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. You're going to reject the king of zombie movies. Yeah, it's insane.
Right, next one up again. Don't shout to me. It's slim. It was slim pickings.
You can leave one out. You can leave one out, Jenks.
What's worse, I'm in a rush because I got to go to the cinema at 6:30, so I could have easily ditched these. Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. Now, I've obviously disregarded the female.
Just check it on the board. Come on, check it on the board.
So, Matt, how do you feel about Ghostbusters 4, aka Frozen Empire? That's frozen for about 5 minutes at the end of the film.
I haven't seen any of the new modern Ghostbusters, to be honest.
Not even the girl one.
We can move on then, Jenks. Come on.
Well, just from the trailers, I just didn't. They didn't look good to me.
I would say Afterlife is good.
Okay. I was kind of waiting until my kids were like a little bit older because I feel like that would be Ghostbusters is a good franchise for them.
Yeah. Well, I hate this film, and I'm going to put it straight in the shit. I hate it. It's worse than the girl one. I don't care. I didn't think it was, but it's worse. I've sat through the girl one loads of times because my kids like it. And even though I got problems with it, it's not hell to watch. It's just shit. If that makes sense, I can still sit through it. But this was shit. It was a slog. It was. How do you feel about this one, Kurt?
Yeah, shit. Move on.
All right, Matt. We're on the big leagues now. Land of the Dead. What do you think of this one?
Haven't seen it.
Oh no!
I know, I'm sorry.
I thought it was a definite one.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm doing a big watch through of all the movies in that kind of subgenre soon. But
okay. Kurt, what do you think of this one then?
Yeah, I love it. I think it's probably one of his most underappreciated movies, probably his last great movie. It's basically what he wanted Day of the Dead to be, but he didn't have the budget for it, so he's just gone back and made this movie the movie he wanted to make. Obviously, maximum budget for this movie. It looks fantastic. The set pieces are huge. The zombies look great. You've got Tom Savini as a cameo, playing one of the zombies in his costume from Dawn of the Dead, the original. I love this movie. It's definitely not as good as Dawn and Day, but massively underrated. I really like this film.
I saw it in the cinema. I was lucky enough to see it in the cinema. It was, it came out a year after the Dawn of the Dead remake, and it was just like zombie heaven for me as a zombie fan. It's not as good as Day. I want to like it more, but I keep watching it and I enjoy the first half, and then it kind of goes off a cliff a little. Not off a cliff. No, that's wrong. But I think having zombies as lead characters takes away some of the fear, because you're following them through their journey to what's the city called? Oh, I forgot what it's called.
I get you, and they kind of touched upon it with Day of the Dead. Where you got Bub, where we're kind of rooting for this zombie. Obviously, probably the first time that had happened, and I think he has dialed it up a bit more in this one, because you follow that main zombie. They learned how to use guns and what have you, and they learn how to cross the water to get to the city. And I like those elements. I mean, zombies have never scared me, so pulling the mask off them and following them, I didn't mind that, because I've never got any sort of fear from them. So I don't mind following a zombie around for an hour.
So I would put this in. I wouldn't say easy watch. I'd say a bloody good time. I've seen it about 5 or 6 times, so it's definitely got something for me to keep going back to. Would you say?
Yeah, I agree with you, Jenks. A bloody good time.
All right. Right then. Let's see if Matt's seen this one then. Paranormal Activity 4.
Yeah, I have. I would put this one, maybe watch it on a plane. It's not completely unwatchable. It's kind of middle of the franchise for me. The characters and the acting is actually pretty good. It has what's her face in it, who is also I can't remember her name. She's literally on the poster.
Catherine Newton.
Yeah, and she's good on it. It has some good moments, but it's kind of just the chandelier is shaking.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Is this the one with the Connect?
Connect. Yes.
Yeah,
the Xbox Connect.
Xbox.
This is the one too, where the webcam stuff, where the boyfriend's watching the webcams.
Yeah.
Who knows what he's doing with that, but yeah, he's watching the webcams. It's just kind of one of those movies where and then, I mean, when does the big moment happen? When the parents go out on a date and the babysitter's there. We've already seen that.
Yeah.
And I think every movie up to that point. But it's an okay found footage movie.
I agree with you. I enjoyed it much more my second watch, so I was disappointed leaving cinema. I loved the first 3, and I never went back. I watched it again a few months ago, and I enjoyed it more, but it's still one of the weaker in the franchise. I like the twist with Hunter, the young boy, where you thought it was going to be that creepy kid, but it's actually their adopted kid. That was a great twist. And they obviously keep bringing Katie back, and the ending's quite good. Quite similar to the third one. You've got a mass of people, like a cult, turning up at their house. But it went up in my books a little bit after the second watch. But I'd probably agree with you, Matt, and I'd stick it in, watch it on a plane.
Yeah, I would watch it on a plane and still walk out. Can
I swap seats with you?
I think it's better than Next Generation and Saw 4, but still,
that's
the problem in it. It is better than those, but
it's not shit.
Is it as good as Bride of Chucky? That's
or Nightmare 4 or anything like that. Not even close.
Right. So I know Curtis hasn't seen this, but have you seen it? Hellraiser 4 Bloodlines.
I think I've seen every movie in the Hellraiser franchise.
Oh, that's
no, you
painful.
haven't.
Jesus,
That's painful.
You deserve an award.
Well, how many are there? Maybe not ones towards the back half, but
there's about 10.
Yeah, I mean, seeing most of them, I feel like I deserve a damn gold medal for that. Because, it's some crazy shit. So Jenks, it sounds like you've seen it, right?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's just me and you. What do you think of it?
What do you might have to remind me.
So this is
maybe
the one.
Some key points that happen in it.
This is the one where I know it sounds shit, but it's set in space, but it's not like Jason Goes to Space.
No, I haven't seen it. Damn.
It's set
space
in the
one. I feel like that's the one I should see.
Yeah, and it's not like Jason Goes to Space. It's not nothing like that. It's more like it's set in the deep future, and they're talking about the history of the box, the puzzle box.
Oh, okay.
And
it's
then
darker than obviously in Jason X.
It goes way back to like the medieval times, and it shows the history of it. And then at the end, the spaceship turns into a box. Like it's like they've made a big ship to, I don't know.
Jesus Christ, Jenks, you've sold it. I'm going to watch it tonight.
Yes, so it's a proper prequel. Like every sort of era of the box. That's why it's called Bloodlines. I don't think it's that bad, but I haven't seen it for about 20 years, if I'm being honest. I just remember it's the last Hellraiser that felt like a proper Hellraiser film, not just like some stupid cop.
I think it was the last cinema release. Hellraiser cinema release.
The other ones were just trying to keep the rights in it, so any old cop drama with throw in some Pinhead.
Do you know
Are you guys fans of the franchise?
I like
the first three. I like the first three. Not huge fans though.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the first two. I go back and watch them a lot. I really like the third one. I haven't seen the fourth one, but I own it on 4K.
That's a proper horror fan.
Because I just buy the box sets every time they release some. I've got about 4 different Hellraiser box sets that Arrow Video have released.
Yeah.
But Jenks, that whole premise that you just mentioned about going back to the medieval times and the history of the box, I think I'm gonna pull my finger out and watch this one soon.
I can't promise it went to the medieval, but I remember it's going back hundreds of years.
Yeah.
So it's a complete time span from very in the future all the way back to like the, 7th century. What about
so, Jenks, you're on your own. You're on your own on this.
No, I thought you said you saw it, Matt. Did you? You can't remember it.
No,
no, I haven't seen it. No.
Okay.
Once you mentioned, I think I probably stopped at 3 or something.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put this in. I'll put this in. I don't even know if it's an easy watch. I'm gonna stay sitting on a plane because I don't know whether if I watched it now, I'd enjoy it because again, it was 20 years ago. Might have been longer. Right. So. Again, this is not a full-on horror film, but fuck it. The Predator, as in Predator 4. Matt, do you want to start this? I'm guessing you've seen this one because it's very mainstream.
Actually, I love the Predator franchise, especially the first one, but I haven't seen it.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
Oh, lucky.
I haven't seen it yet.
You must be aware of this movie, though, being a film fan, because it is ultra shit.
I've heard the reviews kind of on it. Yep,
it's so bad. Like basically the Predator comes to Earth, and the twist is he's here to protect us, to warn us of imminent attack on Earth, and he wants to help humanity because we've been messing up the environment, right? So the Predator's going to come out to wipe us out, usual shit. And what's worse, the twist is the Predator's here to save us. But he skins 3 people at the start. And it's like as if, he's a predator, he's got to skin people. So they find like skinned bodies. I'm like, okay, that's fine when you thought the predator was a villain, but he's here to help. Why is he skinning people?
Makes no sense.
Bad.
It almost sounds like Alien versus Predator. Like the Predator is supposed to be coming to Earth to warn us about the aliens which are coming or something. Like,
this is dog shit.
It's just warning about other predators, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know, this is probably the most excited I've ever been for a movie. I'm a huge fan of the Predator franchise. I love the first 3.
Let down.
But the reason I was so excited for this one, right, is because I remember when it was coming out and I read an article that Shane Black was given an unlimited budget for this movie. Now, that's not always a good thing. Sometimes when you chuck loads of money into a movie, it can kind of dilute it. You know, you haven't got that passion and guerrilla style ethic to get it working, right? So you go, it doesn't matter, we can do whatever we want. But when I read that, I thought, if the sky is the limit and he can use as much money as he wants to, hell, you can use 300 million if you want to. This has got to be the best movie ever. And obviously Shane Black's got a history with the franchise. He was obviously in the first movie. I think his character's name is Specs, something like that. He's the guy with the glasses. I thought, okay, he was in the first movie. He's a fan of the franchise. He can make something good. So disappointed leaving cinema watching this one.
Isn't it such a strange thing
I
to
love,
say?
I love the predator dogs that look like predators.
Yeah.
Because our dogs look like us too.
Yeah, I know, they got dreadlocks. Like, as if like that's so unoriginal. And they got an autistic kid in it, right, that serves no purpose. One second
he's just in his bedroom playing, like.
Yeah, and it's like he's autistic and he's scared of noises and stuff. And you're like, okay, this is going to come to play later. Nah, nothing. He's just autistic. Really
They just
badly.
cut to random scenes of him just hanging out.
It's like have you seen that film Skyscraper with The Rock? And he's got one leg, right, like a wooden leg or whatever. And it's like, okay, he's got a massive disadvantage because they're playing into like Bruce Willis had no shoes on, but The Rock can do everything a two-legged person can do and better. So like, what is the point of giving him these ailments if you're not going to come into fruition later?
Well, if you're going to add any sort of disability or something like that, that's like they're setting. It's like they're setting up the pins for you to use that against the audience.
Yeah, it's a bad, and
then you just don't use it. Okay,
and it's a real weird thing to say. You can have a blank check to make a film. It's like, well, you can't have a blank check because there's only you're not going to make $1 billion at the box office. You can't spend $500 million on this nonsense. I'm going to put this, Kurt, in shit.
I agree with you. Yeah, it's shit. Funny, I just recently showed my girlfriend all the Predator movies, and this is I only skipped this one. I was like, you don't need to see that one.
Right, this is the last one, another controversial one. Halloween Ends. Now, is it part 25 or is it part 4? Who cares?
It is.
It's our channel.
It is part 4. No, it is part 4. There's a few timelines in the Halloween franchise. This is a part 4, and that's why I included it. You've got Halloween 1 and then Halloween 2018 or 17 and then Kills Ends. So this is part 4. And I'm going to be very controversial here, and I'm going to put in a bloody good time, because when this first came out, I did have my problems with it. I wasn't massive on the whole Corey angle and him being front and centre as the killer. I didn't like that Michael Myers was just weak and stuck in this storm during the whole movie. But then I watched it again and I watched it again. And every time I watch it, I appreciate that storyline more and more. And my standpoint is that we have had countless amount of movies where Michael Myers is front and centre and he's the driving force in them. Why can't we have one movie where he takes a step back and we get a cool little side story? It does feel like a separation to the Halloween and Halloween Kills. It feels like its own movie because you've got that big time jump, unlike the first two. But I'm becoming more and more a fan of this movie every time I watch it. Yeah. Maybe controversial, but yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of this, Matt? Time. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it many times. Saw it in the theater and all of that. I feel like if you are not a big Halloween franchise person, it's definitely going to be in like maybe a bloody good time, but definitely an easy watch. But I feel like if you're a diehard Halloween fan, you might put it shit or maybe watch on a plane just because of what you said about like Michael Myers and, you know, him getting his ass beat and other things like that. For me though, I would put Halloween Ends in easy watch. And I really like the score. There's some really fun kills in it, like at the graveyard, or not the graveyard, the junkyard. Some fun kills there, some other fun kills in it. It looks really good.
The radio station kill.
Radio station kill with the tongue. That's fun.
Yeah.
And there's the movie looks really good. It's acted pretty well. But at the same time, it's a very, very flawed movie, in my opinion. This whole trilogy from them is just a complete mess. I mean, you know, the fact that Laurie is super paranoid in 2018. She's practicing at the gun range. She's getting ready for Michael Myers. But she knows exactly where Michael Myers is. He's just locked up in the sanitarium.
Yeah.
She knows exactly where it is. He's not on the loose. He's not coming to get her anytime soon. She can even go visit him if she wants. And she's super paranoid. But yet in Halloween Ends,
her daughter's
when
dead
Michael
as well.
Myers is on the loose, he could literally be in her backyard. She doesn't care. She's like,
yeah, that is so true.
Yeah, she's kind of letting us know how big of a pussy Michael Myers is in the movie.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't care, so why should we care? And we see that throughout the movie. He gets his ass kicked. Corey's beating him up. It's just weird they'd go with this idea of, okay, we're going to show a scene of Corey getting beaten up or bullied by band geeks. And then we're going to show a scene of Corey beating up Michael. It just feels weird.
Yeah.
But with that said, it is still pretty fun.
I'll agree with you. It didn't have to be band geeks.
So for me,
exactly.
Yeah,
it could have been somebody, like a football player or something, or
if there was 4, okay, in this sort of remake franchise, whatever you call it, I wouldn't mind if this was number 3, and then we still had ends coming where it's a big finale. This felt like an interesting idea for a mid-series sequel, just to try to make something different. But for it to be the final one, where it's half the film is not even Michael Myers, and does anybody really get excited about a showdown between Michael Myers and a 75-year-old granny? It's not the showdown that it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I would put this on, watch it on a plane. Where would you put it, Kurt?
Well, we've got to meet in the middle then. Well, to be fair, Matt put it there, I think, an easy watch.
Easy watch.
Are you gold standard, Curtis? Or
no, 1 up, a bloody good time.
Yeah.
So
our top spots are Friday 13 Part 4 and Evil Dead. And we got a lot of shit this year. We're on part 4s now, and there's going to be a lot of shit. When we do number 5, oh my god, that's going to be really bad.
Are we doing 5? I didn't know there's probably.
I haven't seen things like Critters 4 and Leprechaun 4, so for me to do 5, I'm gonna have to start delving into the really shit franchises,
Yeah, and you're gonna have to watch them.
Yeah. Right. Cheers for that, Matt. That was good fun. Do you want to tell the audience a little bit about yourself or your channel?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks so much for having me on, fellas.
Yeah,
appreciate it. Always fun. Or good to chat with you guys. Finally talk with you in person for the first time. Yeah. So in my channel, a lot of horror reviews, rankings, things like that. I've got some video. I got a Reanimator video coming out today. Awesome. I've got a video I'm working on for Urban Legend. I've got a video coming up of a tier list. I don't do a lot of tier lists, but I think it's my second one ever, but I'm doing like a Michael Myers, which Michael Myers is the scariest tier list for fun. And then, yeah, a lot of that stuff. Final Destination coming up, so there'll be a lot of Final Destination content, which I'm excited about. This summer is going to be good for horror.
I think so.
The fall and the winter, who knows?
28 days, 28 years later. Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
So. You're a filmmaker as well, aren't you? I've seen your short film. Have you done multiple ones? I saw one of them.
I took university. I took a couple classes and I did some stuff in high school, but that was the first short film I had ever made.
Yeah, it's good.
It was fun.
That's not bad for your first go.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's always it's you kind of shit your pants a little bit releasing something like that to the public. You're like,
if you're into filmmaking, have you seen the Robert Rodriguez interview with Joe Rogan? It's just dropped. We talked about guerrilla filmmaking. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. I'll have to check it out. But I love hearing about
it.
that stuff. I think like James Cameron, guys like that are some of the best ever at stretching a budget. So that sounds like it. So it's a good one. Good listen.
It's very inspiring. Even if you're not a filmmaker, his approach to like filmmaking, you could take to life, and he uses it for life. It's very much like therapy, the way he plans things. Like he's talking about, if you went to a therapist, they ask you questions. So how does that make you feel? And he does that with characters. So how does this character feel? He's always asking himself questions all the time, and then he gives the answers. And I was like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense. It's very inspiring.
Yeah. I said the same thing. It was such a good watch. I mean, the guy's a legend.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming on, Matt. We appreciate it, pal. It was good to get this one done, and had a good crack with it, guys. Thank you.
I would love to talk longer, but I've got book tickets to see Until Dawn with my daughter. She's waiting upstairs. She's thinking, and I was shouting at her earlier because she's 15. She's never ready on time. I said, "You baby ready at 6?"
And then you're late, you know.
And it's not really 6, but I have to give her half an hour earlier because she's a woman and they take forever, you know.
I know, right? Yeah.
But yeah,
I second this from John Moran. We need to get Matt, Davey, and Barry on for a 5-way.
Oh, that sounds
Hell
disgusting.
Yeah.
5-way.
Hey, you know what? I'll bring the lube. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Right. I really appreciate this. Guys, thanks for jumping on. Sorry about the technical difficulties. It is what it is. If you've watched live shows before, it's pretty part and parcel. Whenever we're late, it's always Curtis's fault usually. It's usually his fault. It's usually his computer. And then I guess I get stressed then because I know Curtis is going to come on live pissed off, and I want him to like de-stress first, depressurize first. He's like, fucking thing.
Yeah. How you guys fucking doing?
Yeah.
So happy to be on the show. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Right, guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Drop some comments. Drop us some comments. If you want to join our memberships, it starts from 99 pence /99 cents. And we'll catch you on, I was going to say Sunday, we'll catch you on Wednesday.
Yes.
Cheers, guys. Thanks, guys. Still here.